Hey guys, professional wrestler Ashton Starr here, and of course, you are watching Good Company with Scott Bowling. Excuse me, sir. I'm in the middle of an introduction. Actually, come here, let me talk to you. So, I was thinking... It's for ruining my introduction, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, best intro ever.
That's awesome.
Hey guys, my name is Scott Bowling, and you're watching Good Company. Today we have the man, the first wrestler on the show, Ashton Starr.
The first?
First wrestler. Oh, I mean, we've had Susie.
Okay.
Is she a wrestler?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know anything. Nope, I'm not even going to talk about Susie.
You named Susie.
I
by the
did.
way. So we
I
could get right in there.
gave her name, and I got no thank you. But you know,
Really?
that's fine. Nope, that's fine.
I like it.
I want Susie to enjoy the world and, you know, have all her ducks in a row because I'm going to sue her for that name. And
You should.
Yeah, I get royalties. I get royalties. So you're welcome, Suzanne.
Suzanne. It's pretty cool, like how you just named her Susie. You just had that name floating.
I'm random. I'm
That's
very
cool,
random. Man. I don't know where my brain goes half the time. I'm random. I blame TV. I blame TV. I blame a lot of television for me having a kooky brain.
You are like becoming a famous wrestler, and I want to talk about that. But I kind of want to go back. Growing up, were you into this is a music show, so I want to talk about music a little bit. But did
Okay.
you watch like MTV and all that stuff?
I grew up on MTV. I grew up on VH1.
Nice.
I would come home and BET had a countdown show. I would watch that, and I watched TRL, and
Yes.
I was into music.
BET. Whatever happened to BET? Did they just?
Oh, they still exist, but I haven't watched a
They
BET
still
show
exist.
in forever.
That's like MySpace. Like it
I
still
know.
exists.
I still have my MySpace, by the
Do
way.
you?
I do. I logged
You ever
into
check
it the
it?
other day.
Oh, that's wild.
It's terrible. It's so bad. It's so bad. And I was like, I thought these selfies with my digital camera were so cool.
Yeah.
God bless the
Your
time
digital
machine that's
camera.
MySpace. Yeah, I had a
It wasn't a
digital camera.
phone.
No, no.
so
My
good.
phone was a singular wireless phone because my mom didn't want me texting in class.
Yeah.
So she bought me this prepaid singular wireless phone. It didn't flip or anything. It was the one where you had to mash the button like 4 times to get the letter you wanted.
Yeah.
Just thank God for iPhones.
When you took your selfie, did you look around? You're like, nobody's looking.
No, I was in the they were always in the bathroom because that's the only time I could
really?
see myself.
You weren't going to the bathroom, right? Or
No.
just in the bathroom?
No,
Okay.
I'd be in there for hours, but not for the reasons that I, would normally be in the bathroom.
Okay, yeah.
For. But yeah, this chance I was just in there, digital camera, selfies, MySpace,
Nice.
because I had to be popular on MySpace.
So the reason I found out about you is because Nathan has a documentary he did with you, man. It's so good.
It's the reception that it's been garnering has been eye-opening because you always, when you put your all into projects, you're always curious as to how the public will receive things. And since it came out, it's been nothing but positive. It's been everybody messaging me like, I didn't know this and I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, duh. No, it was an idea that was brought to me by Nathan.
Okay.
Because when everybody, I guess, when quarantine first started, everyone was going through their things, and there was all the, with Me Too and all these things, and people being able to share their testimonies and their stories. I just tweeted one day. I was like, well, one day I'll be able to tell you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're a little hesitant.
I was hesitant. I'm
Yeah.
always hesitant
Yeah, of
because
course.
I'm not too much of a personal person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, everything that goes on with me is happening to me, so it's for me to deal with. If I feel like I need to tell you, I'll tell you. And my best friends hate it. They hate that about me
Yeah.
because they'll come to me with their issues, and they're like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine, I'm good. So this was
I'm kind of the same way though. It's like you kind of build a wall, like
Yeah.
a trust. Like
Well,
I don't know how much information I want to
I've
trust
had
to
a-
you.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
I've had a hard time trusting people growing up because people are mean. People are mean, especially kids. Kids are the worst.
100%.
Kids are the reason why I don't like kids to this day. But no, like growing up, kids are just mean. The world is mean, and you don't really, as a kid, you don't think of a kid going through that thing, but we've all been through it.
Yeah.
So I kind of developed that attitude that people don't need to know everything about my business. Which is detrimental because you do need to talk things out and talk to people. So when the idea of this documentary was brought to me by Nathan, I was like, you know what? This is a chance to kill 150 birds, one stone.
Yes.
So that way, everybody who wants to know what life was like for me, they now have a chance to watch this documentary.
Yes.
And they're able to learn about me and learn things about me that they may not have known before and get to see what makes the machine run.
Yes. And I want to talk to you about your brother. You said, do you have a younger brother or older
I have a
brother?
younger brother.
Okay.
My mom, I only have one other sibling as it pertains to my mom, and he's my younger brother.
Okay. Is he into wrestling too?
Oh, no. He is actually a licensed barber, and he's very into styling and cutting hair. So he's
cool.
doing it. He's doing a awesome, fantastic job. Whenever I'm not lazy, I'll go down to him and get him. I'm like, my face needs to be done. So
does he do the service? Like he does your
Oh,
face?
he'll do my face. If I didn't have hair, he'd cut my hair, and he makes me look really neat. So like when I have these big opportunities and I'm on like camera and they're gonna be like syndicated on like these wrestling shows, I'm always going to him. I'm like, I need you to fix me before I get in front of this camera. So he does a good job. He's doing really well for himself. He has 2 daughters.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's got 2 of the most precious daughters on the planet. And
that's the best when you have because my brother had kids first, and it's the best, man.
Oh, it was a mental game that he never knew about. I said, I'm going to make sure that he has kids before me.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going to be a game. Which one of us won't have kids the longest? And obviously, I won, and I'll take that achievement. I won that.
When you were growing up, did you watch wrestling on TV a lot?
The first time I saw wrestling was with my dad. I was with my dad in Maryland at the time. We had his house, and he had like this he had his man cave. He's a big Washington Redskins fan, and the place is just decked out the Washington Nationals now. They're the Washington National Football Team. But so the entire area is just decked out in like this burgundy and gold. And I remember watching something, I didn't know what it was at the time. I just knew it took place in a ring. And that was Jacqueline and Sable, and it was like a bikini contest. And I was like, this isn't wrestling. And I would kind of just come across it every now and then from there.
Yeah.
But I know.
How old were you like at this time?
Ooh.
Like
that was like late 90s, so I was probably like 3 or 4.
Oh, dude.
But
man.
I remember beautiful women not wearing clothing. So I definitely remember that. And my dad is just a guy, so beautiful women in bikinis. So I definitely remember that moment. But I started watching it regularly, I want to say about 2002.
Okay. Yeah. You just found it. Were you like immediately? Were you like, I could do something like this?
I always thought it was cool.
Yeah. Did you imitate it a lot? Like, were you like wrestling like?
I thought I was Randy Orton.
Okay.
Yeah. Growing up, you couldn't tell me. My name was Randall Keith Orton.
Oh, that's so cool.
And and it was Randall Keith Orton. I did the thing, and I would imagine that there was like a sprinkler system going on behind me. I really thought it was Randy Orton. I used to think I was Randy Orton. I used to think I was Ric Flair.
Did you have, I always love wrestling when they have the intro music. Did you always pick out intro music when you were a kid? Like, this is the song I would walk out to.
Yeah. Oh, and the worst music. Music.
What was the worst?
I remember one time I was like, I was playing around with some friends and we were doing entrances, and that kid was like All American Rejects. And didn't fit me at all.
Yeah.
Like, it was like Move Along or something. And I was like, I'm like awesome at this. This whole interest thing is fantastic, not making any sense. But yeah,
Did you get anybody to film you?
No, thank God. Oh God. no one wants to see that footage. Just send it to America's Funniest Videos or something. I can't. Not that footage. No.
I love when I was watching a documentary and you were talking about like going to the training camps and stuff. What's that? Because I remember you said something like somebody slammed you and you didn't move. And do you get used to that? I mean, it hurts.
It hurts, and it never doesn't hurt.
Okay.
But your body gets used to it to where point you kind of callous your body to it.
Oh, wow.
So I remember first day of training, they show you a lot of the fundamental stuff and then they teach you how to bump. So it was just a simple thing to where you would, after you learned how to hit the ropes, you would come off the ropes and the first move you learn how to take is a clothesline. And I was like, I've got this. At the time, Alicia Fox and Dolph Ziggler, who were like two of the, I think, greatest sellers, especially of the modern era of wrestling. Those were the people I was like, well, they bump and they look phenomenal. So I'm going to do it how they do it. And that was, I think, the most painful introductory to wrestling that I think I could have ever had, because I did it how they did it, but I had never bumped before. And a lot of people think that the mat is like a trampoline or something. It's this one thin layer of cushion. And then under that is nothing but wood. So the noise you hear is the person hitting wood that's under the ring. That's what that noise is. So I took it because I thought it was just gonna be so cushiony, and I didn't move. I got up and I didn't get up. Excuse me. I laid there and I just didn't move. And they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be fine." And I was like, "Okay, well then just roll out." So I just rolled out and I kind of just sat there on the floor, and I was like, "Do I really want to be like doing this?"
Were you thinking about that? Like, what have I done? Like, what have I thought about?
I originally, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But I was like, with all the other sports that you said you were going to try and then didn't follow through, you're sticking with this one. I'll be damned if you don't. So I would say I was in a lot of pain for at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Is this like when you go to these things? Is this like a boot camp kind of thing, like where you stay there like Hell Week or something?
Some of these facilities do offer. I know that the WWE at the time did offer that.
Okay.
They offered like a 1 week thing. I just jumped straight in.
You did.
I just jumped straight in, and I was like, you know what?
That takes passion. Like, didn't you want to? I don't know about you, but me, I'd be like, well, I want to screw this. Like after a week, or I don't know.
Well, I always knew I kind of wanted to do it, but I knew how important school. I know that school is important.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's not, but school is not meant for everybody. And I always felt like beyond high school, I wasn't really meant to do school. Although I did want to go to school for biology.
Oh, okay.
For the main fact that I love animals and I wanted to go to school for pre-veterinary medicine, but I hate school. So I can't do one without the other. And I always wanted to try wrestling. So I was like, I'll at least try it.
Yeah.
I'll at least try it, be able to say that I tried it, and then, just see how it goes. And I'm still in it, so it's been working out. But Lord, this has been a painful almost 8 years.
Really? How many years did you train like these camps? Like, or do you still do it?
I still train.
Really? Okay, yeah.
I currently I don't train at the WWE anymore, but I currently train at the Nightmare Factory, and it's really good there, and they help keep me in shape as much as possible. But yeah, it keeps me grounded, and it keeps me prepared for whatever happens next.
When was your first time you wrestled?
Okay, so the first match I ever had actually took place at the WWA 4. I remember because it was January 1st, 2014, and I wrestled a guy named Baron Black, who you can always see now on AEW.
Is there
Dark
clips on
Elevation.
the documentary of this? Like the first
There
one?
are.
Yeah.
There are, and that guy does not look like me.
Short hair, right?
Yeah, I had a whole haircut. I was wearing these pants, not as many tattoos. I looked like Lil Bill. It was awesome. It was pretty fun. But yeah, I actually, watching the documentary back myself, I was looking at that footage because I actually haven't watched that match in a while.
Oh, okay.
And I was watching it back. I was like, ew.
So
Ew, that's me.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like when I do interviews and I try to watch them, I'm like, I have a hard time watching them. Do you have a hard time watching your matches, or do you study them and kind of?
I have a hard time with me in general. I have a hard time seeing myself do anything. I have a hard time hearing myself do anything. Photo shoots, I have a hard time not judging the entire hell out of the pictures. Going to shows, I even judge myself to the outfits. Like the outfit might be fine, and I'll just be like, I hit the Grinch and just be like, that's it, I'm not going.
Oh, yeah, he does that. He's like, that's it, I'm not
that's
going.
it, I'm not going.
I love that, dude. That's
But,
awesome.
No, I judge everything that I do. It's because I'm like, ugh, your eye is twitching.
How hard of it was it you to watch the documentary? Like, because I mean, it's all you. It's like,
it's hard to watch something that's solely about you because I already am critical of myself. Now I'm criticizing me and like being critical of myself as in life. So watching it back, I was actually very happy with it. I was
that's
actually
good.
very, very happy with it. But I'm also watching myself and I'm like, you need to fix this about yourself and you need to fix that about yourself. But that's just me judging me and just how I was looking. The documentary itself, I was having the most fun.
I love it, like when you tell the story when you were telling your mom, and that got me choked up, man. And I usually don't get like that, you know. And your mom just saying, you know, you want to get tacos? I mean, that I love that.
So here's the thing with that. I should have elaborated. The plan was to already get tacos.
Oh, okay.
The plan was to already get tacos. My mom was like, you need to elaborate and explain so they don't think I brushed it off. So we actually had she's like, I want them to know I cared. And she did. She really did care.
That's good.
But me going and talking to my mom, and she was very sympathetic because I felt the parents always know their children.
Yeah.
And we as kids, we don't like to choose to accept it or not, or we don't believe it because we're dumb kids, we're naive. So I know that when I went to tell her, I had a boyfriend at the time, and she was like...
And you brought him, right?
I brought him.
Oh, that's so trippy, dude. Did you tell him on the way there, like...
I asked him to go.
So you're like, when we get there, you're just going to disappear a little for a minute.
No, he was there with me.
Oh, was he? Okay.
He was there. He was there. He's an ex that I don't hate.
Okay.
But no, so he went with me because he knew it was important for me to tell her. And I mean, my moms know, parents know.
Yes.
But I think there's a different feeling as to actually hearing the words or having the conversation than just being like, well, you know, so I don't have to have the conversation. Mainly because I had a lot of friends who were in situations like that. And those conversations didn't go as well. So I was always very hesitant. That's why I waited till I was 22 to tell her. Because I never got the idea that she was that parent.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are a lot of horror stories and there are a lot of people with their own separate testimonies that are just about like, it was like this and I had to leave and I had to do this. And that was something I feared for because I think the one thing that every boy wants is the acceptance and love from their parent, especially their
100%.
mom.
Yeah.
Lord, especially their mom. So when I told her, I think her crying was because she was like, he finally did it. He finally said it.
And you were crying leading up to it, right?
I couldn't even have the conversation without even getting started.
I wonder if she knew, like she's like, he's going to tell me.
I think, in hindsight, I think she did knew. We had a conversation later down the line because she called my brother, and I think she told my brother, she was like, he's coming. He says he's bringing somebody with him. And I think he told her, he was like, you know what this conversation is about to be.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, and I hadn't told anybody, but he was like, I think this is about to be that conversation. So I think that kind of prepared her for it a little bit. But no, she was very accepting. We had a full conversation about it. And then at the end of all of that, we just proceeded to get tacos.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I love it. She's like, elaborate.
Yeah, she's like crying and I'm crying and you know.
This is my lifestyle. Cool. Do you want tacos down the street?
Well, crying in our family is a big thing because we're not really a family of criers.
Okay, yes.
We're not really the type of people to show our emotions, which we should probably work on. But we're not really the type to, because it's not that it's a sign of weakness, but we are the type of people to where we never like to let people see us sweat or worry. So to have a vulnerable moment like that and to be crying and then,
Dude, I watched that and I was like, I have 2 kids, and I was like, if they ever told me something like that, I'd be like, I love you. Like, you're my kids, man. That just, it touched me, man. Like, I was getting
because every
choked up
kid
on
just
that.
wants acceptance.
Yes.
Especially they don't want it from anybody else. They want it from their parents.
Yeah.
So to tell my mom, I didn't tell my dad, but he knows. And we had like light conversations about it and I've joked about it. But I still haven't actually uttered the words to him, but he knows. But my mom, it was really important because when I moved to Georgia, I wasn't with my dad. I was with my mom. So mom, there every step of the way, that was the hardest person to tell, but it was necessary. So that's why she gets the gold star.
That's amazing. and for other reasons, dude, you're an amazing wrestler too, man. You're highly underrated. It's awesome.
I try not to say the words underrated, even though that's
It
how
was
I
mentioned
feel.
in the documentary. I was like, he's very underrated,
Yeah, I try to at most cases. I know people will say it for me,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've ever out of my mouth called myself underrated.
Before a match, how nervous do you get? Like before going on stage? I mean, is it like for playing music, people get nervous, like, oh, here we go. Like,
Actually took
and
a page.
for rocks, you can take shots or whatever. But
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you, can you do that? I mean,
No,
like,
no,
it's so
no,
physical,
no.
man.
I cannot take shots before a match. I cannot do that. I usually before I have to be before a curtain, I have either a speaker or I have my headphones, and I'm actually just listening to music.
What do you listen to?
Nowadays, I'm on my super pop kick. I don't know
Okay.
what happened to me.
How pop do you get? Like Justin Bieber pop or like?
I actually didn't like Justin Bieber until like the last 2 albums.
Oh, okay.
But my thing right now is I'm big on the Ariana Grande. I love a pop star who has vocals, or who can actually like go. And I love a melody. I grew up on Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
And my favorite is actually, I know everybody loves Beyonce, but I love Kelly. So I have.
She did a solo record too back in the
Yeah,
day, right?
she's had 4 or 5 albums. I would say 4 albums, and she just released an EP not too long ago.
You're like her biggest fan.
I am the biggest Kelly Rowland fan.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that I try to relegate and just stick to one genre, but I can't do it. I love the new Miley Cyrus and MGK record because it gives me that older rock feel.
Yeah.
I said All American Rejects. Alan Angels put me onto this band called Dance Gavin Dance. I absolutely love them. But see, I love bands, but I'm also like, I like Doja Cat, and I can get ratchet with the Cardi B and who else? The Little Nas's, and I'm all over the place with my musical taste.
When you I keep saying rest, when you're performing, do you do this like once a month or like how often?
Usually it's almost every weekend.
Every weekend. How long does it take for your body to recover?
I
mean, do you wake up just like
sore
sore
all the time?
You get used to it.
You get used to it. you is a part of everything we do. Just to be sore is just normal. It's a normal day.
Yeah.
So usually a normal day for me is I wake up. The first thing I do before I do anything, before I even get up, is I check emails. Handle daily business, try to go to the gym, or I like to do mountain trails. So I'll go on some mountain trails. I'll get home. I'll eat if I feel like it. and then I'm usually I just like to relax for a little bit.
I bet because you're doing all this work.
Yeah,
man.
and then
good Lord.
That, and then training, and my outlet is I'll go like comic book shopping or something, and I just like to dig through comic book shops. And
That's
find
your thing.
things.
Oh, that's cool.
That and pops and action figures. So I try to keep the real me is such a nerd. It's ridiculous, but I try to keep a hobby. When quarantine happened, I got super into like customizing things, and it's you discover a lot of things. When
How
you
many
have
comic
time.
books do you have? Do you have like a massive collection?
I used to have more, but right now I have 2 full totes of mostly DC comics.
Okay.
I grew up on the Titans, and the first actual story arc that I remember actually reading was the Judas Contract and that whole storyline, and then eventually I would get into like the detective comics.
Yeah.
As of late, I'm super into Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Okay.
And then they started to revamp some of the Justice Leagues. So I've been really into that. So it's been...
That's cool. Do you buy this stuff like late at night on eBay? Me and Nathan always joke about this. Like we buy crap like after midnight, eBay.
I bought this outfit after midnight.
Did you?
I'm not even going to lie to you.
It's good, man.
I bought it came in yesterday and I'm so happy.
It looks legit.
Thank you. But no, I actually tweeted it today. I am a admitted shopaholic.
Are you?
I love buying things that makes me happy.
I heard Amazon has this new feature where it can show you how much money you spent yearly. Right? Yearly or I don't know, monthly
I
or
refuse
quarterly?
to look at those
I know,
statistics.
man.
Yeah,
That's like I have a problem.
No, I'll walk in with, I was like, got something else. And my friend Danny would be like, more things? And I'm like, yes, more things. I have more clothes than I can count. And I sometimes don't even wear the stuff that, after this, I'll probably wear this like 2 or 3 more times. And then I probably won't wear it again until like fall hits.
What about shoes? Do you like shoes?
I am getting more into shoes
I
now.
started to. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
It's weird because I'm not like a sneaker person, but I do like a shoe. So I have like my Doc Martens and I have some Converses.
Nice.
I actually have 2 pairs of like 80th edition like Batman Converses.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you like Batman?
I love
That's my
Batman.
son's like favorite.
I love Batman.
What was your favorite Batman movie?
I want to say it was no. Okay, so I'm different. Whichever Batman movie was the one with Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Oh yeah,
And Tommy Lee Jones as the Two-Face.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Batman Begins.
That was part 3 or
It's like
something,
part
2 or
3.
something.
Yeah, anything but bat nipples. Just give me everything but the bat nipples. Just give me everything but Batman and Robin nipples and we're good. But no,
Oh, that's cool.
between that and I grew up on Batman and Superman animated series and of course Teen Titans. I'll go wherever my Titans go and Justice League. I don't want to sound like I hate Marvel, but
That's what I was about to ask you.
I don't hate Marvel, but I was definitely more Team DC. As a kid, Marvel related, I did watch both X-Men and Spider-Man.
Oh, that's cool.
So I give them that. But and they've had some movies that are really good. But no, I just grew up Team DC. I was that kid who always had to choose.
Oh yeah.
It was always Cartoon Network over Nickelodeon. It was.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, because I would watch Adult Swim. And I wasn't supposed to, but yeah, I was always doing stuff I wasn't supposed to. So between Adult Swim and Nickelodeon was All That and The Amanda Show and SpongeBob and Wild Thornberries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Dude, you sat in front of the 2 for a minute.
me and the TV, we know each other. We know each other really well. The TV and I, we're best friends. We have this 27-year-long relationship.
Yeah.
It sometimes is good, sometimes it's bad, but I know TV is always here for me.
So what's the next match you got? I mean, what's coming up?
The next match that I have is actually going to be April 2nd. Actually, let me start here. Tomorrow, I'm taking part in the Cassandro Cup, which Cassandro is an exotico, which a wrestler from Mexico. but very legendary LGBTQIA athlete, a pioneer, and there's a tournament that is themed and named in her honor, and it's myself and 7 other competitors, and we're just fighting for that Cassandro Cup trophy.
Cool.
So
that's tomorrow?
That airs tomorrow on IWTV.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. But then even after that, I have Southern Honor coming up where I'll be doing Sean Dean's last independent wrestling match.
That's coming up, what, next week or something?
Yeah, April 2nd.
How you stay busy?
I'd have to.
Southern Honor, you won the belt. We
I
talk about
have.
that. Was that in February?
That was last year in February,
February,
before
okay.
the entire world.
Is this the belt?
No.
What belt is this, man?
That
Did you steal this belt? Where did this come from?
that is the WWE Divas Championship. Growing up, I was always a big advocate for women's wrestling because I always felt like I don't want to curse, but
It's fine.
Okay, well, people would always shit on women's wrestling. So this belt was representing an era of girls, I believe, from 2007 to like 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of talented women of that era. A lot of them of which I don't think get the proper recognition they deserve. Like I stated earlier, Alicia Fox is a big influence to me. But there were a lot of other women. There was Michelle McCool. There was Eve Torres.
They need to make a documentary about this.
They do.
Of all the girls, yeah.
They do, and it's a time where people don't like to talk about the women's wrestling then. But there were a lot of hidden gems in there, and there were a lot of women trying to prove that they were just as good, if not better, than the men. So this was the belt that they had at the time. Now they don't go as divas anymore. They're just superstars. Everybody's a superstar.
Okay.
So to make everything more uniformed. But yeah, I saw this belt and couldn't help myself, and I took a picture with it.
Dude, I love
Big old butterfly.
I love the Southern honor when you got the belt. And I thought, we were talking earlier, I thought you got to keep the belt. But you're like,
No.
you got to give it back.
I won it. Well, one, I didn't hold it that long.
You didn't take it home.
No, I didn't. I didn't even get the chance to if I wanted to. But no, I didn't hold it that long. And you know, when we win the belt, they're like, "All right, give it back. It'll be here. It'll be here next month for you to defend it to give us the belt back." But yeah, winning that belt was big because
Oh, yes.
Is winning belts are cool. I mean, and in our business, we like to say that they're props. But winning a championship is an honor for the sense that a promotion, this whole entire wrestling promotion, this company, believes in you so much that they are willing to honor you with their highest achievement possible. And that's something that shows growth. It shows that's something that you worked for. So that's, I mean, my reign with it was short, but I don't care if it was 5 minutes or 5 years. Just to have a heavyweight belt anywhere is an accomplishment.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's so cool.
It's as the cool kids say, it's so dope. It's lit. I was in my bag. I was using all the phrases right. But yeah, so it was really, really cool. That's a moment that I will always remember.
Dude, man, that's so cool. And I really appreciate you being here. I know this is like last minute and this is amazing.
Oh, I'm always down to talk about me.
Yeah. You did great.
Hey, you want to come over so we could talk about? Yes, please. Yes, I am so. Yes, my name is mentioned. I would love that.
And also, like, we always do these intros. I'm thinking you should wrestle like Nathan or something. Do some kind of
Wrestle Nathan?
Yeah,
Nathan's
dude.
not ready for that smoke.
Oh yeah, he's not, man.
Nathan's not.
He
ready
got
for
ran
that
through a
smoke.
table once, and he complained about it for a month. So it was weird.
Oh, I know.
I'm kidding,
but
man.
Nathan, don't beat us up, please.
He's gonna throw his boot at me.
He's like, "What's up, bro?" I'm like, "No."
We drank out of his boot one time. It was,
Really?
I didn't, but Carl did.
Really?
Yeah, he hasn't been right since, but it was weird.
But no, I whenever Nathan wants to go, we can throw down. I see you. That's through the camera. Whenever you're ready, I'm down. But
Dude, we need like a part 2 of this documentary. It's so good though, man. I love how tight you are with your family, and
I would
because
love
I'm
to do
too.
that.
So I related a lot to that. Yeah.
I that's what I wanted. I just wanted
Yeah.
people like I did the documentary and they're like, "Is it gonna be sappy?" I was like, "It's just real." I'm not in the business to make you cry.
Props to Nathan, because when you start crying, I was telling him earlier, he had the music, like the sad.
Oh,
like,
and I have an ugly cry.
It's not that ugly, dude.
Oh, it's an ugly.
You weren't like,
Like-
you did a normal, like, yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this ugly cry for Nathan. I'm gonna cry, and I was like, you know what? Just give him your ugly face.
Dude, it wasn't ugly face, bro. I didn't get that at all, man. It was just pouring down, and
It's weird. I was watching with my friends. It was like, you wipe your eyes like a 4-year-old. I was like, okay, screw you, dude.
how's that? Like a.
I was like, I don't cry. Last time I cried, I was probably 4. Maybe you ever think about that? I don't cry. So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, okay. But like, I wanted to come as authentic as possible.
You did a great job.
Like, well, I give that to Nathan because I was going to be like, in my mind, I was like, I'm about to yell cut. And we're just gonna
really?
In my mind, I wanted to yell cut. Because but I was like, you just have to do it and just show that you're like a human being.
Yeah.
And that you do get vulnerable. So I was like, okay, people get to see me in my ugly cry and they get to see all the wrinkles up here form.
When you were doing this, was this like a one-day thing? Were you asked questions all day? I mean, was this?
It was.
Did you guys do it like over time?
No, it was a one session thing. We eventually did like extra footage and everything for the documentary, but the actual interview itself was in a one take. And then I want to say maybe about a month later, we did like some extra footage. That's why my hair looks different throughout the video.
Like different colors and stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm
You got
like
tight hair, dude. I
Thank
saw
you.
you like hit another guy with the hair and he fell. I was like, whoa.
yeah. Oh yeah, those are my whipping braids.
Dude,
That's what
that was
is.
tight, man.
But no, and I change my hair often, so that's
Do
why.
you?
Yeah, I guarantee in 2 weeks I'll look different.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like the color?
Colors, style, length, because I don't feel like growing it. But I do have a lot of my own hair.
Yeah.
I have a lot of my own. Yeah, God, I have a lot of my own hair. This is easier to maintain. I can just wake up and go. But no, it's just a part of the ever-changing image that I am. I just
Yeah.
like to keep it different.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome.
I like to keep it different. I like to keep it flashy, keep you guessing.
So how can people find this? It's on YouTube, right?
It is on YouTube. It is on Nathan Mari's Kind Punk YouTube channel.
Yes.
Um,
Make sure people hit like and
Make sure people
Share
hit
it.
the like buttons and subscribes to the YouTubes and
Yeah.
the social medias and all of that. The Twitter machine,
Dude, you're
MySpace.
Yes.
You know, all the
MySpace.
MySpace, all the good things. But yeah, and it aired and it went super well.
Yes.
And I had a lot of my friends messaging me, asking me questions that I feel like I answered already. But you know, it's you know, everybody.
That's what right when we started this, I was telling Nathan, I was like, you did everything. I just gotta work
Right.
off what you've already did.
And thank God for Nathan.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. He summed it all up.
Right. I was like, you did all the work for me. So if anybody has any questions, I'm like, see the video, 13 minutes in, there's your answer.
And Michaela had you were on her show recently, so that
Since
was
day
neat.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool. And I just love to give her shit. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Love her to death, but
It's
she's just so easy to like pick on.
It's entertaining.
Yeah. And I'm like, thank you, Nathan, for letting me pick on your girl.
She's a
pick on
good
her.
sport about it too.
She is a good sport. She's always down. She's game. I was
Yeah,
like,
she is.
she's got bigger balls than like most of the wrestlers
Yeah.
like in the back. Cause I'm like, I've been thinking about this. And she's like, okay. With like the biggest smile. They're just like, for real? She's like, yeah, sure. She does everything but say, I ain't a bitch. But like, she's super game. She's like super game. She's always down. She's always down to have fun.
Yes.
And it's creative for her. So so we get to bounce off of each other and like give each other the ideas. And she's a sport. This is the only time I'll give her credit.
I know, man. This is classic stuff right here.
She good job.
Good job.
Michaela Suzanne. Good job.
That's great. Dude, Ashton, man, this is awesome.
This has
Having you on
been
the
so much
show.
fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting this. I like as we're doing the interview, I'm just looking around and I'm just like, this place is still like amazing to me.
Thank you so much. I need to get Kelly from.
Yeah, you need a Kelly Rowland plaque in
Yeah,
here. So the next time I come, I'll just hold that the whole time. And,
Okay, yeah.
And I'll just advertise it like I was there for all the albums. I was there for all the albums.
You
Destiny's
brought your
Child
camera,
included.
not your cell phone, but your camera.
I haven't seen that camera in at least 10 years. I would leave that with MySpace and I'm gonna just leave it in the past. But oh God, if I ever find that camera, I would love to see the footage on
It's
it.
good.
I would love to see 12, 13-year-old me is
Profile picture.
I think my profile picture on MySpace is me with the camera in the mirror. No hair, just an awkward 13-year-old boy, super skinny. I look like Dave Chappelle. I'm just like in the mirror, just recording, and you couldn't tell anybody anything in not 2012, my lord. But you couldn't tell me anything in the MySpace years. So between that and Tumblr and all those things, I don't even know if Tumblr still exists.
I don't think so. I don't know, but yeah, that's a good question.
Tumblr. I used to live on those things.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for anybody who digs up those fossils.
Is Snapchat still around?
Oh
That's still around.
yeah. I still talk to like
sounding
2 or
old
3
man
people on Snapchat. I literally have Snapchat for like 2 or 3 people, and then other than that, Snapchat's dead to me. But I stay on. I do mostly Twitter now.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm mostly on Twitter now.
You have to be committed for Twitter, right? Because
You have to.
Because I post something there is just desert.
You have to keep up with what's trendy. Sometimes you have to post like the most random things.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time AC Mag posted that he and a bunch of people spent like $50 on crystals and they got like hundreds of likes. And I'm like, it's just crystals. You're either going to get likes or you'll get diarrhea. Either way, you'll make it work. But it was like, it's just the simplest things. It's the simplest things on social media like that. It works. I tell you, it works. It works. I one time.
You need to do stand up too, man. Like the doors, you can do a lot of stuff.
See, I think I'm funny. I don't think I'm stand up funny. I'm not like Dave Chappelle or like Bill Burr.
But you're naming these like huge like.
But they're awesome. I'm like
yeah.
Amy Poehler funny, except
That's good.
minus the sex. I'm like Amy Poehler funny.
Okay.
But I think my humor is like dry. But I've never thought about stand up.
See?
I've never thought about it.
That'd be good.
I would give it a shot. I'll go to. I was going to start snapping, but that's poetry. But no, I would definitely. I would give it a shot. I would give it a shot one time. Just was that funny? Everybody's like, yeah. But that'd be the worst audience. But I honestly, I would give it a try. I think I'm funny enough.
You are, yeah.
Donald Glover was a comedian. Ended up being one of the. Donald Glover was a comedian. Ended up becoming one of the biggest stars in film and music. So, you gotta start somewhere. I don't know if I don't think I'm Donald Glover funny, but I am community funny. I'll give it that. I'm community Parks and Rec. I'm that funny. I know for sure. For sure, I am.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're the man.
Thank you. You're the man. I appreciate being
you're the
here. You know what? You're the man.
I don't want you to I don't want you to slam me or nothing. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. This is so much fun. Thank
Appreciate it,
you.
man.